GBPUSD, and in fact I have a break-even situation here this morning as I took advantage of a selling opportunity this morning, and price took me out at break even, and I'm still anticipating more selling opportunities. So let's run through what really incited the idea of selling, and to do that we want to scale up into the higher time frame so that we can look at things from an holistic standpoint and at the same time be on the same page together. So right here on the daily time frame on the GBP USD, if we look at what has been going on here since the beginning of the year, it is quite clear that price action has been bullish, and in fact we have a couple of trend lines that we have connected after connecting the series of higher lows here to give us something to work with. And in fact, since the month of February, price action had consistently respected that ascending trend line, giving us an insight into the strong bullish momentum in this market. Now, in addition to that trend line, we have a key level situated at the 1.26700 area. And in fact, this key level has been a major determinant of price action since the month of May. Now, if we go to as far back as May, we saw how that level was a strong selling niche at some point. You will see here. Then we saw the breakout happen in the month of June. And in fact, it came back to retest that structure. And since that moment, price action has remained above that level at the 1.267. Now, if you see what happened here at the beginning of the month, we saw buy pressure again. And in the last couple of weeks now, price action has been trading or rejecting the 1.267. Now, look at this area here. There is a beautiful confluence with that ascending trend line we identified earlier, giving us a crucial juncture on the market where, depending on how price action reacts to this level, would determine where price is likely going to be going. And in fact, we have a balance around this area where both buyers and sellers have a potential of pushing price in their favor. But one thing we know and do here in this community is that since price still remains above that ascending trend line, we're going to look out for buying opportunities. Now, if price breaks down the ascending trend line, then at this point we will start considering selling to the downside. But now, with the information we have gathered here on the 1 hour time, on the daily time frame, I would like us to scale down into the 1 hour time frame to see how participants in this market has been reacting to the zone since the beginning of this week. Now, if we scale down into the 1 hour time frame, I was able to identify a couple of structures here which we shall be using. So the first thing first here is this ascending trend line, which has been holding this bullish momentum here, though price action has been very indecisive in the last couple of weeks. But within that indecisive phase, we have signs that buyers are gradually gaining momentum, as you will notice higher lows in this particular market. So I connected this one to give me the structure here. So price remains above that ascending trend line, as you will see. And in fact, I have a couple of trend lines here. Let me zoom in. So we have this other one, which I will give a lighter pixel at this point. Now, with the way things are going right now, let's zoom in to see what has been going on since the beginning of today. So now the first thing we've observed here is price action has been consolidating confined within a range between the 1.275 and the 1.27250 to further emphasize the level of indecision at this point. Now, you know how we do it whenever we have a flat range. We want to wait for a signal in the form of either a breakout of the resistance line to give us an opportunity to buy, or the breakdown of the support line to give us an opportunity to sell. And in fact, I actually saw the breakdown of the support line happen here, which triggered my sell position. And in fact, price moved about 15 pips in my favor. I moved the stop loss to break even, and in fact, I was taken out of that position, giving me signs that we might likely be seeing a bullish momentum trigger at this point in time. Now, if you look at the structure, price remains above our key level. This is the key level here at the 1.271. This is my new key level for the week. As long as price remains above this level, we feel confident in the buy position. And if price action continues to remain above this level, then a breakout of the highest level for this week at the 1.275 will be welcoming buying opportunities here. And in fact, a breakout of the 1.275 would have also broken out of this descending trend line that has been supporting this bearish momentum since last week Thursday. So a breakout of both the trend line and the 1.275 will be all we need to be part of a uptrend continuation here. So let's capitalize on this uptrend opportunity. So we wait for price to break out, retest of structure to join an uptrend scenario at this point. Then if price action goes on to break out of the 1.278, then we will be looking out for more opportunities to maximize the potential of that bullish move. Now, in as much as we're looking out for buying opportunities, we cannot ignore the potentials of sellers too. Now, for me to sell here, I'm looking at selling below the 1.271, which of course shares a confluence with that ascending trend line, as a breakdown of that 1.271 would have also broken down that ascending trend line and retest of structure, confirming that sellers are likely going to be dictating the pace. But I sold here. The reason why I sold here is I felt, because of this descending trend line that we have here, that price action will continue to find lower lows and lower highs to push price to the downside. So I wanted to capitalize on that move even before the breakdown of that ascending trend line happens, so that I can maximize that move. But unfortunately, you can see it never happened, as price action came back into the entry point. And luckily enough for me, I had my stop loss in place, taken out at break even. So at this point in time, things are looking very, very bullish here. Look at the nature of this sharp rejection of that key level at the 1.271, giving us an hammer candle, which from a technical standpoint is a very strong signal that buyers are very present here. So if I want to sell at this point, I would rather wait for a breakdown of the 1.271 and that descending trend line to join any selling opportunities at this point. Then we have our stop losses situated for that sell position just right above the 1.27250, which will be dovetailing to about 15 pips. So let's see how the market will play out here. So we have a range. So we have the 1.275, which will be guiding our buying opportunities in this market. And we also have the 1.271, which will be guiding our selling opportunities in this market. So you do want to be marking out this level and be on standby to capitalize on that move. But instinct is telling me that it's going to be more of a bullish expectations here, as I look forward to that breakout of that resistant line at the 1.275. So let's see how this will play out. We shall be back again here tomorrow to review how well this asset has been doing. So if you have any questions whatsoever as regards to this current setup, or as regards to my illustration so far, feel free to let me know in the comment section. I will be taking the next 10-15 seconds to wait for questions, and you can as well use that time to mark out these levels on your chart.